G'day, it's Pete here, and I'm back to talk about the new recent installment of the cheating scandal that continues. There's been a new development, and another pair has been accused of cheating. So I'll just take you through what's been happening recently. So there's a Polish pair which has been accused of cheating, and that is Balicki and Balicki-Zmudzinski from Poland. And they were going to go play in the Bermuda Bowl, which is on currently. And just before, and I mean just before, the WBF Credentials Committee released a statement saying the Credentials Committee of the World Bridge Federation met earlier today, and it determined that the invitation extended to Balicki and Zmudzinski has been withdrawn and they're no longer eligible to play in the Bermuda Bowl. And now this happened on September the 26th, which was just before the opening ceremony. And they didn't state what they'd done or anything like that. But it's come to light that they'd received information from Berglund, and he'd gone through the official channels rather than just putting it all up on Bridge Winners. And the WBF decided to not allow them to play, but there was no information about what they'd done or anything like that. Now, one of their teammates, Krzysztof Jasem from Poland, posted this sort of rebuttal back, where he describes some of the rumours and puts some maths behind what's going on and explains his sort of process behind it. But what he says is that on the 26th of September at 6:50 p.m. is when this communication from the WBF happened, and the opening ceremony for the event started at 7 p.m. So there's literally no time between it. And anyway, they sent some material, but the WBF wouldn't tell Krzysztof Jasem, one of the players, and wouldn't let them know what the material was or anything like that. So they had no idea what their teammates had been accused of. And Boyer had expressed to some of the Polish players that they should withdraw from the Bermuda Bowl. But Poland haven't actually done that yet, because they still believe that these allegations are false, and don't believe that their teammates did cheat, but they're not allowed to play. So they're just playing without their Balicki and Zmudzinski, and just playing four-handed through this event. But in this, he goes through and he eventually got the material that was sent to the WBF, which was just about 2 matches from the Europeans. One of them, he says, only had photos. One of them had some analysis from Boyer in it. And he goes through and tries to do some maths, and he states that he doesn't reckon the correlation between it's that high. Anyway, more stuff goes on, because Boyer, who's not actually in the Bermuda Bowl, but over there in Chennai, because there's another event, the Transnationals, going on at the same time, was over there and got interviewed, and you can see an interview with Berglund on newinbridge.com, and he talks about his thoughts on all the cheating scandals. It's only 14 minutes long, and he talks a bit about it, and he does give some hints that so he thinks that there's the 4 pairs. He made a clear indication that he's firmly believing that Balicki-Zmudzinski are cheating, and he's happy with that, but there's obviously going to be more on that coming. And he also makes it known that there was actually a 5th pair that they had a tip about, and that he hasn't said anything about who this 5th pair is, but there might be some more to come. And yeah, so he talks a bit about this 5th pair and some of the other pairs. Another interview is on newinbridge.com, is on Krzysztof Jasem, talking about that document that I mentioned earlier. He goes through a bit about the maths and explains it a bit more, talks a bit more through what he's going through. Anyway, so there's some of the interviews that have happened. Back to bridge winners. Some people have been trying to come up with hypotheses about what's actually going on. So there's a few people that are trying to work out how they've actually cheated and put a lot more data into it and things. So there's a few different things that have been suggested. The first one is that where they place their bids, how far apart they place their bids, indicates their strength. So they're using bidding boxes, and if they overlay their bids really close together, means that they've got a weak hand. Whereas if they overlay them pretty far apart or just touching, then they've got a really strong hand. So the first thing that they thought that they might be doing is how strong or weak their hand is based on the overlay of those hands. And that's mainly what the report from JASM talks about. And that's one possibility. Just recently, Ishmael Del Monte posted on Bridge Winners something article called Helping Hand, which talks about Balicki touching the dummy. So he reckons that this doesn't happen all the time, but when they touch the dummy, he reckons it indicates what length they have. So here is posted this hand, board 19, and Balicki's hands here with Queen, Jack 10, 9, 5th spade, and things like that. And then there's photos of him touching the dummy. And the first time he touches it with all 5 fingers as he touches the spade suit. And then he touches the heart suit, and he touches it with 3 fingers. And then he touches the clubs, and you can only see 2 fingers. And then he touches the diamonds, but you can't actually see it. And if you look at the hand that's given, that matches up exactly with Balicki's hand shape. Now there's not endless amounts of data because he doesn't touch the dummy every hand, because that's kind of a really strange thing to do. But that's there, and he's posted a second hand where he says this happens. So another idea of how they're possibly cheating is some hands, when they touch, they're doing that. A third person posted up a few hypotheses about some other things they did. They posted this on Bridge Winners, but a link to their actual website. And it says things like they show interest in their partner's suit that they led by signaling with their right hand, whether it's in a fist or a closed hand, and sometimes whether they tap the table and make noise like that. And also scratching either the table or their face, I believe. Bit of a mixture of things there that they do. And like, they're making lots of actions, and people do move around a bit and all those sorts of things, but whether or not these align up to a signal that's crossed is interesting. Now, it also mentions that because of where the cameras are placed, it's only easy to see Balicki, not Zmudzinski, so that's a bit tougher to pick. Anyway, they're the 3 different hypotheses that are going around about how they're possibly cheating at the moment. Then Kit Woolsey has seen all this, and he's trying to sort of crowdsource some people to look at into these hypotheses and get more detail, make sure it's really fixed, and not just all this subjective stuff of they might be doing this or they might be doing that. But Kit Woolsey's going through and trying to make it very firm and undeniable as best he can. But that has only just happened 3 hours ago, so really quite recent, and needs some more help to get this all confirmed. Anyway, some people have been posting on Bridge Winners that it's Poland's turn to withdraw from the Bermuda Bowl. Now, the 3 other teams have withdrawn from the Bermuda Bowl, and this was all before the event started. That was Israel, Monaco, and Germany. Now, all of these happened with significant time before the Bermuda Bowl started, with Germany being about a week out. But this one was just as the opening ceremony started, and when it happened, they didn't believe that their teammates had cheated, so they didn't feel like they should withdraw from it. But Josh Don's saying here that now more and more people are convinced there's way more evidence now, and even though the event's going, and I think they're winning the semi-final at the moment, is that they should withdraw. Now, I don't think that they're going to withdraw by any stretch, because that'd be really strange in the semi-final what they'd have to do. But Josh goes on to say, in my opinion, Poland's qualification for the Bermuda Bowl is now clearly illegitimate, and they should withdraw like all the other teams that did. Now, he posted this on October 3rd, so a few days ago, so they had some time, but there's still been no concrete, this is what they do, here. So it's not obvious that they should do it, but people are still discussing whether they should withdraw or not, and it's a tricky topic, and it'll be trickier if they win a medal or not. Anyway, along with all this, Boyer Berglund has actually won an award. He won the International Bridge Press Association Award for Personality of the Year. Just because everyone's talking about them. The IPBA award a few different awards each year, but they've only given this one out at the moment, and Boyer's won Bridge Personality of the Year. And in this they say, it's not our job to judge the innocence or guilt. We merely acknowledge that the bridge personality, who in the last year has made the greatest impact on the media, our naming is not and must not be interpreted as a judgment of any ongoing processes. The accused are innocent until proven guilty, but the International Bridge Personality of the Year is Boyer Berglund. Anyway, so well done to Boyer for winning that award, but I think he was a clear favourite on there. I don't think anyone else would have possibly won it. But that's been happening, and just a little update on some of the others. A guy called Michael Clark has released some videos which are sort of a summary of the cases against Fisher, Schwartz and Fantoni, Nunes, just of the taping of the video, trying to highlight what they do. And for anyone that's in a bit of doubt about whether or not they do, I highly recommend watching them, because just reading articles on people cheating, not so clear. And I'll post links to that in the video below. But these are really good videos to watch. And yeah, that's what's been happening in the cheating scandal of the last couple of weeks. Thanks for watching. Bye.